So with Emma, um, we started at a place outside of how far I gotten with Dash. Dash, we had just gotten to. We just finished classical conditioning. We're working on a proper alert with duration and precision. We got a really good duration, but our precision needed to be worked on. And then when I got Emma, she was already on dog around the clock. And Emma, she's smiling. Um, and the issue that I had while we were in class and while we were working inside the training room was Emma. Her attention level was hard to keep. Um, she would do, I think, a couple repetitions and lose interest, and so I had to really, while in class, I really had to drive up energy. So I think I borrowed someone's um, little tug toy, and I brought play into the picture. And by doing that while we were in class, I was able to kind of progress Emma better because it gave Emma more drive and it got her energy really riled up while in the classroom setting. But of course, we had the COVID pandemic, and then we were all made to work from home. But what I found when I got into the home setting is she didn't need that as much while we were here. The training itself ended up being a reward for her because uh, I think the beginning training that I had at home, I needed to do the tug toy, but uh, as as we got on and as we stayed home more, she was pretty easily coerced just by the activity itself. The only challenge that I really had is just it's more the other things that we need to set up here, which is everyone is working here at home and teleworking, so I only had a limited space where I can work with her. The only alternatives really were either work in the hallway or work outside. And outside in my backyard, it just wasn't possible. Number one, because I have too many neighbors or too big of trees. And I tried it once, and there's just too much of a layer of pollen and foliage just all over my backyard. And so I throw a treat, and Emma couldn't find it. Or she would find it, but she would start eating spurs and stuff because I have basically just a lot of foliage and debris and runoff and pollen, all that stuff from other trees in the backyard, and just littered. And I didn't have the time to clean 2 hours of the backyard to get all that cleaned up, and it just didn't work. Also, I have feral cats and squirrels going around the backyard, and it's just not gonna work. So I was just limited to kind of the the setup placements here within the house, and that's probably the biggest challenge. Now, the way I overcame it is I just took advantage and did my best that I could with the space that I had, which is generally just the hallway of my house and kind of the face of the kitchen. Um, did my best, and inadvertently, what I found is what you guys told me is that because of my hallway setup um, and the way that I was throwing the treats, I took myself out of the equation when it came to like body positioning. By doing so, it automatically gave it's a straight hallway, so it automatically gave Emma a beeline, a straight line of going to scent rather than my body positioning, adjusting it, or causing her to dissuade it, or anything of my body, my positioning at all, because I was behind a corner in order to film and in order to place the objects. Um, I took myself out of that equation, which was inadvertently good. The other challenge is because of my house and I don't really have space readjusting is just like you, Imogen, I have puddles of kibble all over under couches. I also have them under my piano. This is actually one of the reasons why I moved from the living room into the hallway itself. Is just because I limited the space of where kibble can go. It also made it easier to film, but um, the places I do get, it just the kibbles are there. It's amazing how I have to clean it every weekend now. But yeah, those are the biggest challenges: is just being able to uh, to provide setup here with limited space as uh, all the rooms are currently being used. Oh, the other thing is that because I have essentially the setup in my my roommate's bathroom, the biggest problem was kind of interrupting him and have or not interrupting, but him interrupting me as I'll be training, and then he'll go out of his room, or my brother will go out of his room, or my mom will go into the hallway while I'm filming, and that. But yeah, generally the challenges were less of Emma, as it looked like she worked much better in the home setting, and more that because of my limited options of working from home, I had to kind of be creative with how I was recording and where I could set up. Yeah, but that was it.